welcome back to my channel. It's Lisa. I wanted to take a minute and share some more Halloween cards with you that I did create over the past couple days. The first card that I want to share with you, I actually was experimenting with the Slimline cards. I've been seeing a lot of them up on Instagram and Pinterest, and I wanted to go ahead and try and create one myself because I never did, and they are super easy and so much fun because you can put so many things on a Slimline card. This one I actually used a stamp from Stamp Anniething. This is one of the stamps that I picked up at the Stamp Anniething retreat that I went to about a week and a half ago, and this is the Sofia Viva la Vida stamp. And I thought she was so cute. I love the little skull head that she has with the spider web and the skull that she's carrying. Really, really cute. So I decided to color her up, and I stamped her on Spectrum Noir Ultra Smooth cardstock. And I colored her with my Copic markers, and I'll put all the colors down below. And the Slimline card is actually a size 9. It's 9 inches across by 4 inches wide. So I just cut some black cardstock, so the black cardstock, and then scored it down the middle, and then I created this distressed background. I used some Bristol Smooth cardstock to use the distress inks, and the distress inks that I used for this one is I used some black soot on the edges. The blue is the chipped sapphire, and then I went into the festive berries, which is the reddish color, the orange is the carved pumpkin, and then the yellow is the scattered straw. So I did some distressing there, and then I sprinkled with some water and just tapped it off with a paper towel to create some of these white little circles that you see here in the background. And these trees are Lawn Fawn die set. These are the birch trees, so I cut those out of black cardstock, and I just put a little bit of silver ink, just brushed some silver ink on to give it a little bit of a shadow. These right here were some items that I had in a Doodlebug collection from last year. I think it was the Pumpkin Party collection with all of the die cuts. I don't recall, but I'll find out what it was, and then I'll link those below. I went ahead and I glued these down, and I was trying to figure out, well, how can I do this so that it doesn't make a mess behind here. And I used my Tombow liquid glue, and it kind of turned the distress ink a little bit of a color, kind of made it a fluorescent yellow. But I asked my kids and my husband, I'm like, what do you think of this? And they said that they couldn't even tell that it was a mess up. So it kind of blended in with the background. So I'm happy with it. I think it turned out really, really cute. And there's one of my cards. And my next card that I created with that same stamp, Stamp Anniething stamp. Again, I colored with some Copic markers. And then this paper is from the Recollections. It's a Boo Paper Pad. It's quite an old paper pad. I've had it for a while, so I don't know if it's even still in stock, but this paper and then this spiderweb paper in the background, that's where I got that from. And then these are Recollection stickers, which I've had for a while, that I picked up at Michael's. This scalloped die is a Lawn Fawn die, which I'll link down below. And I did use, this is an A2 size card, and I did use just some regular black cardstock on this. And I distressed the edges of this pattern paper. I think it turned out really, really nice. So I just used my scissors to kind of, distress that, and then put some black soot distress ink over the edges just to make it look a little old. I think that this kind of reminds me of just like a picture frame hanging on a wall. I didn't put a sentiment on the front just because I didn't want to take away from what I had going on the front, but on the inside I did put a haunted home is a happy home, and then happy Halloween. And then I distressed and inked up the edges of this gray cardstock in the inside. So a haunted home is a happy home, happy Halloween. Those are sentiments from the Hocus Pocus Queen and Company shaker kit that I did a video on not too long ago. And again, I wanted to use that sentiment because I just felt like this is a picture hanging on a wall in a house, like a haunted house. So I just thought that was super cute. So those are the 2 cards that I did with the Stamp Anything stamp. And then the last card I want to share with you is a card that I used. The stamps were the Polkadoodles, Winnie stamps, and I actually picked these up at HSN. I think it was over the summer when I did an HSN haul over the summer. I found these for super cheap. So I colored these up. I actually stamped all 3, and my intention was to use all 3 on this card. But I didn't end up using all 3 because as I was distressing the background, my cute little witch that I was going to put right here in the center, she ended up getting some of the orange distress ink. I don't know if you could see. Just right there on the center of her face. So I messed her up, so I kind of put her to the side. So the stamps that I used the Winnie Magic, and I also used the Winnie Broomstick. And I stamped those on the Spectrum Noir Ultra Smooth cardstock. I colored them up with some Copic. Also, I think I incorporated some Spectrum Noir markers with the green. I think I used the Spectrum Noir on that. And I cut those out, and this piece is from a Queen & Company shaker kit. It's from the Fright Fest kit. This is actually supposed to be a pumpkin, you know, one of those pumpkins with the handles that the kids go trick-or-treating with. Well, I changed it into a little, what is it, one of those witch's pots, and I just cut some little pieces of black cardstock and glued those down, and then put some of the sequins in there, and I put some of the stars coming out, and it's just a bunch of hocus pocus. So again, these items came from the Fright Fest. The inside, the shaker bits came from the Hocus Pocus new release from Queen & Company. And then the background again was with distress ink, and the colors that I used are, I did use the black soot, and then I used wilted violet, that's where the purple comes in, and chip sapphire. So I've got some blue, which is the chip sapphire, and then the purple is the wilted violet, and then the carved pumpkin, which is the orange. So I also put some of the little stars around the sides, just glued those around the sides, and thought that was really cute. And then I just put, a piece of purple paper on the inside. So there is my Slimline card for that. So those are the cards that I wanted to share. So these 3. So hope you like them. I'm going to put them up on my Instagram page. If you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and do so at Lisa Mears Card Designs, because I do post all of my completed projects up on there. And if you have any comments, please leave them down below. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up, give me a like on this video, and stay tuned, and more to come. Have a good day. Bye.